Having a little bit of display issues, so my slides, we're not going to use them, but it was only like 3 of them, so don't worry about it. Um, there's a, this guy. Um, the shirt that, I got always trying to do a shirt that goes along with what I'm talking about. And somebody told me I was too light skinned to have on this bright shirt this morning. But it's a little dark in here, so now y'all can see me. And then again, it kind of goes with what I was going to talk about. This week, my wife is out of town and she's going to take a flight on Thursday. And as she was leaving to go and take her flight, that meant that I did not have to take the kids to school that day because she was off at the time, so she could take the kids to school. So my routine was a little bit different for that morning. And as I left the house, I was leaving early, had the opportunity to go and do some things that I don't normally get to go and do in the morning. It was one of those days where you're like, oh man, I'm about to have a great day. And as I pulled out of my neighborhood, coming around the corner, there was a yellow flashing light. Got get the shirt now. Yellow flashing light. Y'all know the difference in a yellow flashing light and a regular yellow light, right? With the yellow flashing light, you're supposed to proceed with caution because there's obviously something wrong with the traffic light, or something wrong with the traffic. So you need to proceed with caution, slow down, and you slow down and maybe yield to traffic that is there. But usually what ends up happening is there's a yellow flashing light on one set, which is the side that I could see, and there's a red flashing light on the other set. So the red flashing light means that you're supposed to come to a complete stop, like a stop sign, look both ways and whatever it is that you do. So as I'm coming up to the intersection, there's no cars in the intersection, so I'm slowing down. And it's good that I was slowing down because this guy blew right through his red light. And the funny part about it was when he blew through the red light, he was mad at me. And I know he was mad at me because it was one of those guys in this little, what are those things called? The Mini Coopers. I'm in my truck. He's in his little Mini Cooper and he literally is driving and turns sideways and gets the one finger salute. The finger. And he has it up. But he's driving, not even looking where he's going, just looking at me. And he's angry. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, one, I almost rolled over your car. Not into your car, but rolled over your car. And then two, you're upset with me because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. You know how we talk about emotional maturity? I want to talk about spiritual maturity. And the reason I'm talking about spiritual maturity is because all of the old me popped back into my head when he flipped me off. Every bit of the old me popped in my head because I was going slow enough that I felt I could turn my truck and follow this little car. And it really I slowed down a little bit and my arm started to turn that way. Then I said, exactly. I said, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. And the reason I couldn't do it is because I had matured spiritually. My emotional maturity, I wasn't even really mad. It was just in my head. It was like, let me show this guy something, because he was a little bitty guy too, all part of the Napoleon complex in this car. But I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that because I've grown in so many different ways. Like I said, spiritual maturity was a big thing for me. The slide that we would have up would be Proverbs 14 and 29. And I'm doing it from the Message Bible because I like the way that it says it. Proverbs 14 and 29. In the Message Bible, it says, slowness to anger makes for deep understanding. A quick-tempered person stockpiles stupidity. Stupidity is a word that we don't use very much in education. It's a word we say not to use with our kids. But if you're talking to yourself, this would have really been stupid if I had a turn and went and chased this man. Because I had got blessed to get out the house, to do everything that I was supposed to do that day, to get ahead of everything that I had piled up on my desk. And I almost threw that all away to go and chase some little bitty man in his little bitty Mini Cooper. And had I caught up to him, ain't no telling what would have happened. It would have been really stupid. Because if I'm already silly enough to follow this guy, one, I don't know how crazy this guy is. I don't know what's going on in this world. I don't know how angry he was already. I don't know what he might have been running from. I don't know what evil was already in his life. And I could have put myself in a situation to unearth myself. And that's stupid. So stupidity is the word that I do want to use. Additionally, I've grown so much spiritually that to go backwards, which is a problem that a lot of us have, as we backslide on all of the accomplishments that we made in our lives, that for me to turn there would have been stupid. Because I would have given away all of my growth. I would have given away everything that I've been blessed by giving into an emotion. For young people, I like to tell them all the time, slow down to think what it is that you're going to say. Because when you slow down and think what you're going to say, there is a high probability that what you're going to say is going to make sense, it's going to be logical, and it won't be filled with emotion. Whenever we fill things with emotion, that's when they come out your mouth wrong. Think about it when you're arguing with your significant other. If you just let the emotion go, usually you're going to end up with a bad night. If you can slow down and separate the emotion from the conversation, sometimes you can get the disagreement settled. Other times you can make it where it's reasonable. But there's a reality that we don't do things out of emotion. And again, it says slowness to anger makes for deep understanding. But a quick-tempered person stockpiles stupidity, which means that a quick-tempered person takes stupidity and they make it bigger and bigger in their life. They take these things and they continue to grow on the stupid stuff that they're doing in their life. So I just want everyone to sit and think about their emotional maturity and look at your spiritual maturity and understand that your spiritual maturity is not something that you should ever backslide on, because you have to continue to grow from everything that you do. That's your life thoughts for today.